Welcome back to the adventures of the. What was our name? I can't remember.
You got this.
Wait, we were the low profilers. Yeah. Welcome to the adventures of the low profilers.
D&D with dogs. D&D with dogs. Who knows what will happen this time? May we be attacked by frogs. D&D with the dogs. Woo!
Oh, we got it.
Hell yeah.
Imagine, if you will, the introduction, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. We pass through a blue mountain from the western coast. Stretches for 300, paralleled by a deep, ancient forest. And in between the two, a long, winding road. Dynamite!
Is Andy cutting out a little bit for you guys?
Yeah, he is a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite.
Sorry, mate.
A little bit.
Fuck's sake, really?
Just
I
move
think
them.
you're just a little quiet potentially
Yeah, you're like
on the input.
the threshold is either too low or high, or
How about now?
Oh, nice.
1, 2, 3, suck my balls. 1, 2, 3.
yes.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
let's restart then. We can. We'll cut it in. Fucking.
We cut it
Fix
in
it in
post production.
Yeah, fix it, post it.
Post.
Can I? Oh, fuck's sake!
Take 2, let's go.
Wait, hey. Like, do we do the clap thingy?
D&D.
Oh,
I'll say the emerging theme of every session being Andy sorting his mic out for the first 20 minutes.
Fuck's sake, Sam! Now I've had to clear the queue again.
are we ready yet? Sorry, Rob. Get that in before it actually starts.
Imagine, if you will, the introduction to The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. We pass through a blue sky, along a mountain ridge that passes from the western coast of Faerun. It stretches for 300 miles to the east, paralleled by a deep, ancient forest, and in between the two a long, winding road. The further it trails eastwards, the denser the grasslands becomes. A voice echoes out into the distance. Dynamite! Long established blades of grass reaching 4 foot high, swaying to and fro in the light end of the spring breeze. Country road! The tribal trail leads to an expanse, nestled between long hills and dense woodland. A patchwork of horse ranches and fields. Look into my eyes, not around my eyes. You're feeling sleepy. The centre of this vibrant town is marked like an X on a map. The middle of 4 lines intersecting. Roads leading north to the great wealth of Mirabar, the mining city. The east, the dazzling lights of Yartar, the home of fine dining, light life and gambling. To the south, Waterdeep, the city of splendors, the commercial and financial hub of the realm. And the west, the jewel of the Sword Coast, Neverwinter, the home of culture and cosmopolitan living. Why aren't you healing me? We follow the road south, out into the foothills, on the outskirts of Tribal. A dark cloud begins to fall. In a clearing by the foothill, a patch of dust has exploded up into the sky, freshly thrust out of a large mouth of a cave. The cloud gathers, darkening, brewing, and flicks of energy, lightning begin to form. They twist and build, and they shoot downwards. a huge cylinder of thunder smashes around this battlefield, where our party, the low profilers, wrestle with a golem that has emerged from the cave. Skipping through the combat, we see Abard felled by this large golem as he is smashed down into the ground, but the golem is handled by Ungabungason as he hacks away one of the legs, climbs up onto this hulking body, and it falls as he wrestles with it, smashing down onto Abard Helmer, knocked unconscious. And we rejoin the low profilers as they wrestle with this slowly moving but still slightly tussling large rock form of this golem that has emerged from the cave mouth. Now, Ungabungason, let's begin with you, seeing as we left off with you. What are you doing, and how do you bring us into this session?
Ungabungason is currently trying to cover its eyes with his hands in a way to subdue it and almost wrestle with its head for control.
The two eyes of this golem are, like, as you get closer to it and see it, you see that the two eyes are these kind of piercing blue, almost gems that are placed in these kind of concave holes within its stone head. Now, you already rolled for all your strength in the previous session, so I'll allow you to cover the eyes. The rest of the party, what are you doing?
Are we still in initiative?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So, the golem has been brought down, and on the final hit that it took, it would have maxed out its hit points. So we can say that we are out of initiative for combat. However, it was obviously brought down to be subdued as opposed to being destroyed. So we will say that it would still be able to put up some level of resistance, but as far as it stands, you have the upper hand in this, whatever you want to call this.
Well, I think the first thing I'm going to go do is run over to Abard and use Spare the Dying, because I'm pretty sure he's dead or dying. That seems to be Smash's keen priority.
We'll say that the top half of Abard kind of pokes out of the fallen golem's body.
Oh god.
He is not completely crushed, but he is like lodged under the weight. Abard, describe to me Abard's body unconscious and kind of half submerged under this huge rock being.
Abard kind of like glad to die valiantly, knowing he might go to Damar and Valhalla, is kind of like quite happily like still grasping onto his sword as his like bottom half is covered. And in his dream, in his like unconscious dream, so he's got a massive grin on his face as he's down on the ground. And then in his unconscious dream, he kind of similar to the opening of Gladiator, where he's like running his hand along the wheat. It's that, but he's doing that over the green felt of a poker table. And then he gazes up at his opponent and is clearly quite very drunk and is sort of like smiling, and then pulls out something from his pocket that has deed on it in comically large letters, throws it into the middle of the table, and then as that happens he's drawn back and his eyes just pop open and just yanks his sword up and yells, "I will have my vengeance, Ossel!"
No, I think Abard is still under the golem.
His lower half
He
would be...
grabs his sword, he doesn't move forward,
Yeah.
but he...
I would like to say that Medica gives him a little cure wounds, only because he wants to see Abad take more damage.
Okay.
What a sadist.
Fucking hell.
No. You guys just oh, Medica is healing Abad. That's a wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
feeling.
that's all we see. We didn't know any
we
better.
didn't know that. That's true.
In the meantime, you can hear panting and running, a scurrying of small feet, scrambling to the top of the fallen tree beside you, as Finn and Bracefoot peers over the scene of devastation. And you hear him shout, "Did I get him?"
No, you missed.
Appears with his hand.
Yes, he's everywhere.
Can Medica at this point lash out a little sacred flame at Finnan?
Oh my god.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, Finnan.
Oh.
Too fast.
Abard kind of glances his neck upwards so that he's now like looking directly down his chest, and you see like the feathers on his helmet are all kind of like stuck out at jaunty angles, kind of like Lisa Simpson's hair from the electricity.
Nubs would just wipe off his forehead. He would say something about the exploding man had he not seen it all before. Now it's just sort of like day to day after this crazy month.
Yeah, Finnan, as you kind of like look over the kind of the fallen tree, you would see just this kind of like red just spatter down like, between the golem and Zolkin Alexander.
I imagine it's sort of like like someone's dropped a water balloon full of red, just where
Yeah.
like, sort of like
Yeah.
it's just like there's no bits, it's just spray.
Wait,
Maybe just some teeth or like little bits of
Yeah, a few bits
what
of,
happened
like,
to Zolkin?
Actually, most likely it would be lots of burned ground with red bits around it. Seen too many
I just-
videos about that.
Cartoony style, I like to imagine.
Yeah,
Wait,
and
What happened
and-
to Zolkin?
no, so Zolkin would be kind of like sitting. He's like kind of like half lying on, been thrown from the thunder. However, it is the person that you saw throw Abard the dynamite earlier that is just no longer on the battlefield. Just in his place, strangely, a lot of red.
I think he popped out to get some tea.
Yeah, it must have been.
Dropped his red dye everywhere.
Nobody's
So-
gonna say, in all seriousness, lightning came out of the sky and blew him up.
Was quite entertaining.
Finn goes,
Just
lightning, you
casually-
say? Who could have possibly have done that?
You're just going to casually talk about this. You blew him up with your lightning attack. My God, can't believe you're joking about it.
He was known to us.
Finn looks down at his hands and sort of goes, my God. What have I become?
With this, as you're all kind of bickering amongst yourselves, the golem starts to try and like almost move around, pushing itself up, and just lets out this sound. It's like a guttural sound, close to between like the sound of two heavy rocks being scraped against each other, mixed with like this elephant kind of sound. It is visceral and organic, and it's trying to kind of move about. Unger, where are you saying you're covering it? Is he behind or in front of it?
I'd say I'm almost clasped around its face now in like a comical fashion, almost like
Okay.
the octopus always does to the Doctor and the Simpsons. Just trying to hold on.
Professor Frink, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like replacing his face.
So the golem is as unable to move with much might. It seems vastly weakened. What do you do?
Can Medica crush its leg with a hammer?
Again, going to just kind of like stop its.
Yeah,
the rest
yeah,
of its
yeah.
movement.
Just smash its legs, basically.
Sure.
Pretty slick stuff.
It hits the body of this golem, and I'm sure you can kind of see from its token, it's this kind of just like combination of rocks that are almost kind of placed next to each other, seem to be attached with some magical kind of force. You can't see any joins or attachments of how they connect to each other, but they begin to kind of, as you impact against it, they begin to almost open this connection. You start to see air and a gap between the pieces of its limbs, and as you smash into it, the other leg begins to crack, and you see one of the joints of the limb begin to fall from it.
Can Nubs try and talk to it in Giant?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was speaking Dwarvish. I mean, but Nubs doesn't know that, so he's going to try talking Giant to it.
Okay.
I guess you just say, what do you come here for? Why are you attacking us?
Guys, give me 2 secs. I'll be back in 2
No
minutes.
problemo.
I've got a wild child loose.
Oh no! I'm kind of expecting to see it like running around the back
Yeah.
of the hammer, like,
Back and forth
Like,
with his like gun.
with Andy
or something.
chasing after it.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's that? Like a Goonies sketch, you know? Like, it's like surrounded in
Yeah.
one side and in the other side. Yeah,
Any
Like,
Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah, Scooby Doo.
yeah Scooby-Doo, exactly. And then the baby's chasing him at one point, and he stops and goes, "Ooh," you know, because he
Yeah.
realizes he should be chasing the baby. Very good.
Oh yes.
Any good anecdotes for anyone for this week? Any?
Got myself a butty
Trips?
back.
Ooh, I
really?
got one of them
Oh,
right
I
fucking
do like
here.
Mr. Butter.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Shit.
I literally love one.
A nice creamy pint of
Yes.
Betty back in the feathers. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Or what's a place in Hereford where you used to be
Barrels.
able to barrels, yeah. I remember when they sold Butty back a pint for £2.20, so you could get.
It's not much
4
more than that,
pints.
to be honest.
Oh,
It
really?
isn't.
It's
You can
like
get
£3
pints
£50 or
packet of
something.
crisps for a
That's
tenner.
good.
Go out with a
Hmm.
tenner, 4 pints, packet of crisps. For you each buy a round. That's a nice evening for like.
Yeah.
And honestly, 4 pints is you're done, aren't you? I mean, it's pretty good.
Oh, you can do more. Don't get me wrong, but it's a kind of
No, I
like
mean,
just
like, after
solid,
pints,
night
right.
for 10 quid.
Alright, sorry about that.
Sorry,
No
dude.
worries.
All good.
Tilly is just sat in bed reading a book.
You can read? Fucking
Right,
hell.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
she's
that's
not
a-
reading, she's just looking at it and making loud sounds.
I mean, that's
She's
still
reading
pretty
aloud.
impressive.
Okay.
So far off sleep, which shouldn't be the case at this time of night.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's all good. Gonna let her do her thing. Apologies, Nub. We go back to you. Can you just rewind slightly and,
No
and
worries,
just
mate.
repeat
No
it?
worries, mate. So I attempt to talk to it in Giant, not knowing that it was speaking Dwarvish to start with.
Well,
and
you
so, like,
wouldn't know that directly because
Yeah,
no
'cause
one's
I-
communicated that to you.
Exactly. So I'm going to try and attempt to communicate with it in Giant. I was just saying, like, what are you doing here? Why are you attacking us? Very lame sort of statement, but nonetheless one I'm going to be doing.
Tell me, how close are you to it, and the tone of your
well,
voice and.
I'm I'm basically like I am on the map. I'm sort of keeping my distance.
Okay.
I'll probably come a little bit closer, sort of like leaning a bit closer, but sort of shouting essentially.
Okay.
And I guess my tone is not exactly shock, but somewhat concern, or something like that.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You speak out in Giant,
Giant.
and for you hear the same sounds that it's kind of been emitting the entirety of your scupper with it. The words that you don't understand, they're almost more like sounds, deep guttural sounds to you. You hear some like kind of repetitive sounds and syllables that would indicate language, but you don't understand it.
No idea what's going on. Okay.
In Dwarvish, can Abard say, "Excuse me, big man. please could you move your left leg?
So
Perfect Dwarvish.
Ideally as a persuasion.
yeah, you can certainly give me a persuasion if that's
Oh!
So the golem it starts to kind of move around. And at the sound of the dwarven language back at it, it almost stops moving, slows down as if taking note, recognizing something.
At
Yeah,
the same
see,
time,
it's-
this is going on. Sorry, Smash is going to try and use mold earth to try and like get some of the earth around Abard out, so he can kind of start to wiggle out, perhaps.
I appreciate after an entire session of nobody doing anything to help Abard, Shamash is going all out, and I respect that.
To be fair, he was the other side of the map and didn't want to get hurt. Now he thinks it's safe. It's like fine to come in and help his party.
Okay, cool. So it's kind of forming earth out of the way to allow him kind of to move himself
Yeah,
back
so
out.
basically, like, if he's sort of, crushed underneath big thing, he's just moving the earth from underneath him. So, like, Abard can kind of wiggle himself underneath, essentially.
Okay,
Sort of creating a little hollow.
Creating a little
Eight.
hollow, exactly, yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Space around to be able to move out. So Abard, this happens. What do you do?
Not realizing that this is because of Shamash helping him, and assuming that it's because the golem thing is doing what he's asked. He goes, "Oh yes, thank you very much, very kind of you," and peels himself out, and then like pats the golem on the leg, and gives a big thumbs up to Shamash, like, "Ha ha!"
All good.
Nice.
Nope.
Did Sam just drop?
My
Yeah.
it's my roll 20 keeps crashing.
Ah, that's alright.
Okay.
It's not
Just your-
crashing it's not hard crashing my PC this time, which is nice. It's just crashing.
good.
my
Your
software.
camera's gone. Or is it?
Yeah, it's back now.
He's back.
Hopefully back.
I think,
So,
yeah.
so as this earth moves around now, Abard, your legs serious impact. I would ask you to make me a Constitution saving throw before you start to move around at all. Oh. Describe to me how Abard leaps back to his feet.
Sort of like pushing him back on the golem's leg. He sort of like lifts himself up, and his legs are quite clearly completely broken. But then Abard kind of like grabs his foot and like stretches it back into place, and see this massive clonk. And he's like, "Ah, right." Then rubs his hands together and then looks down at the golem like, "Ha ha!"
So, looking down at the golem, you kind of see it like still kind of moving around. It's kind of like rolling, but it's like a slowly dying animal. It is just expending all of its energy that it has left within its body. You have Ungar, I'd say, it has a fine grasp over its face, so it can't see anything. But from your speech to it, or at least the speech you're emitting out into the field, Abard, it has made some note. Seems to be, I guess, almost listening.
Sorry, who's it talking to?
It's not talking to anyone. It's
It's
listening.
listening
It's
to you.
observed your words. It's kind of stops in its tracks, stopped moving as much as it's heard Dwarvish being spoken.
Okay,
Abard,
so
it's working. Keep going.
continuing in Dwarvish. Just putting a meme in the chat.
Why are you doing memes?
Right. Well, it seems to be speaking Orcish, gents. I shall communicate. Right. Tell me, big fella. What was that about? What quarrel?
I thought it was going to be it.
Oh, it is it. Okay.
There you go.
the golem, again hearing this dwarven speech, it almost kind of like slowly moves its head over to the source again, listening, and a moment passes as it remains very still.
Now kind of like leaning on his greatsword, sort of embedded in the floor and kind of like at a jaunty angle. You see, we were just watching this marvelous demonstration of this new mining technology, and all of a sudden, there's just this unwarranted attack on our persons, and I'm a noble.
The golem takes it in, obviously paying attention to you, listening, and another moment passes, a few seconds of just stillness within this large construct's body, and it lets out this deep, guttural, slow voice. You attack my home. I defend.
Right, well, it wasn't so much an attack as so much an attempt at bringing a new technology to a new land. It was not a declaration of war, it was progress.
With these kind of the silence you kind of get back, it's like the concepts of which you speak don't really ring true to something that is made of rock.
Yes. Tell me, how long has this been your home?
I do not know how long. I have been asleep, waiting, guarding.
What's he saying, Avard?
He's saying that he's been guarding something.
Guarding?
Yes.
Ask him if there's any more of his kind around. We don't want to run into another.
Who? Are there any other guards? What are you guarding?
Roll me a persuasion check. My home and my master's home.
It says it was his home. He has a master. I know duty. Who is your master? Mine is King Frostmantle of Damara.
My master is the Delzoon.
Elzoon? Anyone?
Can Nubs roll a history check on that?
Yeah.
Delzoon.
Nubs, what are your historic interactions with dwarves and the history of dwarves?
Well, gnomes and dwarves have almost not been rivals, but there's a certain sort of there's not a lot of love lost between them. They often occupy similar jobs in similar cities. Dwarves being slightly stockier, slightly larger. Gnomes always feeling a little bit of Napoleon syndrome when compared to them. So there's been a history of dwarves and gnomes, and they know of each other's cultures to a lesser degree. They're maybe not the best of friends, but better to know your rivals and your enemies. Nubs himself, not so many dealings with dwarves, but he's heard stories of them in his village. Certainly from the older gnomes, and certainly from the travelling traders of his village when they returned home.
Something about Delzoon. It sparks a flicker in your memory. You'd have seen this word before, or heard this word before, heard of it. Linking back to some study or knowledge of dwarves. Maybe you heard it in a song, a poem, read it in a book, but you can't place it. Not exactly.
Okay. Nubs would just say then, Delzoon, I swear I've heard that before. Just, pulling at his beard a bit, but apart from that, nothing else.
Can Abard roll a history check if if Nubs thinks it's got something to do with dwarves, just because Abard's got history with dwarves? Or is there only really one history check per party for this type of thing? Which is fine.
No,
Only one history.
Abard, and I want you to answer me this truthfully. How hard did you study when you were a boy?
Well,
Be honest.
Mumsykins spent many an afternoon trying to teach Abard the pursuits of mathematics, land management, Elvish. Some of the lessons went in, some of them didn't.
Alchemy.
But, however, in his time on the marches in the east, he did spend a lot of time with dwarven mercenaries, and they sang a lot of songs. Often while playing games. Like
Yeah.
Dwarven Five-Hand Holden.
Roll me a history check.
Mumsykins would be proud.
She would.
What Nubs says back to you triggers something in your own mind, and you think about those cold nights with your dwarven comrades and others on the wall telling stories, exchanging songs. You lacked your own stories and little of your own culture, but you did soak some of it in between the bottles of beer and bottles of wine that you consumed in those long on your watch.
Under his breath, remembering a little song, Abard starts going, "Under the mountain, over the mountain, where are we going? Under the mountain." And he remembers a little flicker of hopefully who Delzoon is.
You would remember that Delzoon wasn't a person, but it was a people. The stories that you heard spoke of ancient stonesmiths, masters beyond any of this modern day in which you live. They crafted gargantuan structures and subterranean worlds through this world in which you live now. But those are the flickers that you remember.
I would explain this to the group.
Okay.
Finnan goes, "Oh, we don't want nothing to do with this dwarf nonsense," and looks suspicious and uncomfortable.
Not sure if the Delzoon were dwarves. So his Nubs rubbing his... Again, he's been a bit prompted by Abard now, and he's sort of remembering something about it. That's about it, really.
You may have lost Andy.
I think I might have done.
Oh no.
Do you think they're like the Dwemer? These guys, sort
Mm.
of like
Like a dead old race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pretty cool concept, to be fair.
I like it.
Ooh. That sounds like Andy sighing aggravatedly.
Yeah, poor lad.
Mate, it was working absolutely fine last night.
Oh, were you?
You D&Ding your other party last night.
The ones that are known as the main party agent, yes.
Yeah, the side party.
The high profilers.
The A party.
I love it.
Ah, nice.
Good. Do you want to? I mean, I can brew a cup of tea if you want, like 5 minutes, just to see if you can get a handle on it. Have we lost him again?
We might have fully lost him.
Mm,
Might have.
yeah, looks like it.
What'd you say, boys? Quick tea break?
Yeah, I
Quick
think so.
break.
Everyone waits till it gets
Yeah,
better.
no, that's it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, if there's a natural break, let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Good idea.
Brew a cup of them.
BRB.
All right. BRB indeed.
Andy, everyone's going to get a cup of tea, I think.
Yeah, I'm all good. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It was absolutely fine last night.
What were you doing last night?
Kicking guys' ass.
Yeah, can you send me that? Because I really want to watch it, because I haven't heard anything. I had stuff to do with baby, so I wasn't able to make it to watch. But yeah, fuck, I want to watch that. That is a
Yeah,
big
man.
upset of the tournament.
I shall try. I must admit, a guy sounded rather shocked when I fucking started going at him.
Really? Fuck, I really wish I'd made it sound like it was like a proper tournament upset. To be fair, this tournament's looking pretty exciting compared to last year, because obviously, I've been beaten, and what's it called, Guy's been beaten, and there's obviously Tweedale versus Tweedale action. It's going to be pretty dope.
I can't remember where it saves it to.
I'm a bit pissed actually, because now Guy's in the bottom tier, so suddenly, once I beat Leaf, I'm going to have to go against Guy again. But I know this is good. This is a good tournament.
I can't remember where they saved to.
So if you go into AOE, so you don't have to do it now. But if you go into AOE, it will actually show you the file.
Ah, okay.
So you don't have to worry about it now. But if at some point you could send it via, I don't know, Google Docs or an email or something, that'd be great.
Yeah,
If you really
man.
want to watch it.
Yeah, of course.
I might quickly pee.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, and he is back. Ish.
Hell yeah.
Aiden, your picture in the chat. Oh, he's gone. Anyone left Twitter this week?
No. I don't know. I only follow it for like things I'm interested in, like sports, like some sports teams and stuff like that, and like dumb shit posting. Like for that, on that front, because I never post, it's fucking great.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
No,
don't know. I don't use it as like an actual thing, if that makes any
No,
sense.
I had two accounts. I had a news account, which I'm still using, and like a Warhammer account. And
Nice.
That I've moved, but the news one, I don't know where to go. So
Yeah, I know a load of people are moving to like Mastodon and stuff like that.
that's what I've gone on to. It's
Oh,
alright.
nice. How you finding it?
It's quite good. It's weird not having an algorithm. It's just
Mm.
and it's kind of like if you imagine using Reddit, but you subscribe to a single subreddit,
Oh, that's cool.
but you can follow people from like other subreddits. So you follow people rather than topics.
That's interesting.
It's all right. That's quite useful.
Yeah,
What's this?
cool.
Mastodon.
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 Yeah, the social media, not the band.
Yeah, attempted a Twitter clone, which does make me want to listen to Blood and Thunder every day. But
Mate, can recommend some of their other albums, man. Their latest stuff is fucking as good.
I haven't listened to any of their recent stuff.
Oh, dude. Can definitely recommend
Think
Once
it's
More
from
Around the Sun. I say later stuff. That's still 2014. Emperor sounds amazing, though. Really like that album. That's only a couple of years back.
Yeah, cool. I'll look it up.
Yeah, Once More Around the Sun's definitely worth your time. In fact, pretty much any of their albums, I like all of them.
Yeah, I remember listening to some of the like really early stuff back in the day.
Yeah, I really like Crack the Sky, the follow up to Blood Mountain, and then Hunter's cool. Once More Around the Sun, though, like their sounds just evolved by that point. It's sick. It's so good.
Hey, what's new?
Not much. It's got my Butty back. Terry's chocolate orange.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Who's this?
fuck yes.
This guy.
Was that
And
a
a
vape?
vape.
It's not, That's not a disposable vape, is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, mate, they're so bad.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. Someone gave it to me.
Fine.
So are you still chewing that tobacco gum?
Nope. Completely nicotine free.
Right,
It's
I'm
boring,
back.
but it's the
Oh, well done, Joe.
Yeah.
I bought my first
Thank you.
cigarettes for the first time in ages the other day. I just had a
It's,
craving.
I've been craving the cigarettes
I just
for
need
like
boys.
a few months. It's just like,
Oh, no.
man.
I'm
Can I
lucky.
get you into smokeless tobacco? Get the little tobacco pouches from Sweden, the snus.
Oh,
Oh,
that's-
I fucking
No,
hate
it's
snus.
Hey,
that shit's
gross.
fucked, Joe.
that is big
Mouth
in
cancer.
that is
What
big
are
in
you talking
Finland
about?
because you
Get
cannot
over it.
you
Oh,
cannot
It
sell
It
it.
might be even lamer than vaping.
It's not
They,
like the
no, no,
vaping.
no. They all
better than
all the ice hockey players, the cool kids, use snooze here.
Hell yeah.
Snooze is fucked.
Snooze is fucking wank.
Every time when somebody
It's
goes
the only
to
nicotine product which has made me like instantly vomit.
somebody takes the
Yeah,
booze
bro, it's
cruise.
strong.
Everybody
It's
always
so
places
bad.
like orders
It's
to him.
strong,
Please
it's
bring us a
powerful.
few towers of
I
snooze.
don't use it anymore, but boy, do I wish I did.
If you want to get a hangover without drinking, take snooze.
Yeah, I don't use it. I luckily
It's so hard to get off snooze as well because it's so strong.
It's
nicotine.
It goes like if you're sober and then hungover instantly.
I was
Like there's
offered
no
it
in between. There's
by,
no fun bit in between.
It's
Alright.
the
Swedish
best
Swedish
thing
band
for
we're
when you work
touring
out.
with.
Gentlemen, the DM has returned.
Yeah, the team-
Hooray!
luckily I never started
Apologies.
smoking.
No, it's good to stay off that shit.
That's
I
what I
I
mean.
just look at it.
I know, I'm craving a cigarette though.
Yeah, my dad
I'm not.
smoked a lot and he's coughing his lungs out still.
Saying a lot,
Um,
just one little track.
I still have that craving all the time.
Ah, man, I've had it bad for like the last couple of months out of nowhere.
I remember my last cigarette. It was like 5 years ago. I had it with a
Yeah,
coffee
boy.
and a pan of chocolat in France. It was fucking
Oh, that
amazing.
sounds civilized.
It was
Good way to have it.
delightful. Proper
That
like
sounds civilized.
roll up. Yeah, it was great.
I bet you went for a big poo after that. Coffee and cigarette.
Poo down the mountains.
Yeah.
I was on a ski holiday with some friends, and I hadn't smoked in a year or two, and someone offered me it. I was like, yeah, actually, I will have a rollie. And it was great.
Nice.
You can't put this is going to get demonetized now.
Yeah, we'll cut
Well,
that.
I would
Put that in
say
post.
that all the
was
music
the
that is
weird
playing
ads.
in the
Yeah,
background.
It's tobacco advertising.
it's already demonetized because the amount of copyrighted music we have in the background. So.
What? We're not making money off these?
No, unfortunately not.
Wait, we're not paying the license fee for these?
Gonna have posting pictures of my feet on OnlyFans. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
For that.
I'm going to keep buying them, Sam. You keep posting them. I'll keep them.
Yeah. One customer never misses an order.
Sweet.
Every foot drop is there.
Who could this Nubs Grimwick be?
Nubs
Well, do you remember
indeed.
when you guys made
No footnote.
Guy into like the woman because he had the most feminine hands for the November Rain video?
Oh yeah.
That would be great for OnlyFans.
Oh,
Oh,
damn,
this
I
is
wish
so
we
good.
still had that video.
We'll
I
do
think we just
hand
used
stuff.
his hands. I don't think we even used him. We used a broom with a picture of Keira Knightley on it. Or no, it was a mop.
Yeah,
we
it
did
was
use
a
his-
mob with Keira Knightley. Yeah.
Yeah. / guy's hands for the close-ups.
I mean, we did marry him off to Keira Knightley before the November rain took its vengeance.
Okay,
It was
sorry about that. Hopefully my internet doesn't drop again. I think I've done a fix on it, so it should be okay.
So the shit out of it.
Where did we leave off?
I think we'd just been told about the Delzoon. Abard had
Yeah.
remembered something about it. That they were people who created gargantuan structures.
And
lived-
underground
lived
shit.
below the surface of the earth, shall we say? Not sure if they delved too greedily or too deeply yet. That we're uncertain.
So, Abard is the one communicating with the golem. Is there anything else anyone has to ask? Or at least try and
Unger,
communicate?
clinging onto its head, now kind of tapping curiously at the gems in its eyes. Says, ask him, where are Denzun now?
Tell me, good man, where are the Delzoon now?
I do not know. I have been asleep for a long time.
They built the Wave Echo Cave.
My masters built many things in these hills.
And we assume that Abard is translating
like-
this back to
yeah.
the rest of us.
Not well, but I am.
Abard!
Yes.
Try to trick him to thinking that we're the Delzoon, so he will follow us. He would be a good man having a fight.
Abard, who is sworn not to lie, stares directly at Shamash in the eye and shakes his head.
Maybe we can help him find Delzoon.
Could we help you find the Delzoon? Where might they have gone? Good man.
You do not know the Delzoon? Is a question.
We know of them. And then turning to the group, speaking in common. Should I tell them they're all dead?
Well, we don't know they're all dead. They're just not here. They have left this area, maybe gone somewhere else.
My good man, they've been gone for a long time. We don't know where, but they're not here.
My purpose is to serve the Delzoon.
I think you said Delzoon again, says Nubs. Picking up
Yeah,
one
you
word
would recognise
for
that.
He says he's sworn to serve the Delzoon. Seems to be pretty convinced about it, lads.
I knew he said Delzoon.
Perhaps we should find him a Delzoon. Or get him to help us find him a Delzoon.
That big old hole in that mountain there. Do you think there could be only Delzoon in there? Maybe any other gargantuan structures they might have left behind? I heard a sigh, then I saw Andy's picture disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's... Alright, well, I've got to go and get my tea bag out of my tea anyway, so I'll take my chances now. I'm reading a bit
Teabag.
about Delzoon lore as well. Not metagaming, just interested. Alright, boys, 2 secs.
Need to tell Andy at
Fuck
some point.
my life.
Oh
What's
shit.
going on, dude?
I honestly have no idea. I don't know if it's like... I really don't know. It's just constantly dropping out.
Have you tried switching it off and on again? I know that sounds patronising, but
I literally
genuinely.
unplugged. It works like all the time. It's just whenever we play D&D.
Is
That's
it?
so weird.
Did it start happening magically after we installed that Chrome extension? Because
No.
my Roll20 crashes a lot.
But this is
What
it.
if
Like
you
my
keep your
actual
camera
internet
off?
is dropping
Yeah.
out.
What happens if you do turn your camera off?
What
To be
I've
fair,
just
if all
tried
us
is
kept-
change.
It could just be like us all having our cameras on, like it messes up Zoom calls and stuff. And obviously, I can't imagine that Roll20 is as optimized as Zoom.
Yeah.
Should we try it for 20 minutes and just see what happens?
But
So we could tr- yeah, just-
but I think what it is
Let's just try it.
Roll for it.
Or
Turn.
have we lost Andy again, or is he just?
Yeah, we've lost him again.
I think he's gone.
Ironic.
Let's turn our Roll20 webcams off.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. I just pressed the pause button. Is that turning it completely
That's what
off?
the
Or
rest
is
of us did.
I've
It's
done
just
mine in
black.
the settings. Others can
Yeah,
still hear to none.
because otherwise it's gonna. It's proper on. Others can hear it. Yeah, on. There we go. Yes, good plan. Is this to lower the
Try and lower the bandwidth.
Yeah.
bandwidth? Yeah, good idea. That's a good idea.
Thanks.
Names only displayed.
Also, do people like the explosion drawing that Mail and I were working on?
It is quite beautiful. I am also
Oh yeah, I was
That's not
really.
me. It's
Jibs to that.
someone
Yeah,
else.
as well, Charlie.
I,
Oh, good.
I
Oh,
also
Charlie.
hard,
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
I
thought it was-
heartily.
Sorry.
the right eyebrow on Nubs is so good.
Yeah, that was me.
A little say what?
That was
Delzoon. I also really respect how good the lightning scar is on Harry Pottery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is good.
Harry Potter Golem was great.
I love Harry Potter.
Help me, Dumbledore, in beautiful cursive text.
Yeah.
Help me, Dumbledore.
Put a little gib on the tree next to Finnan as well, just a little splat.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way. Oh, there is. Pretty good.
For example of what I use Twitter for, Grez. Not Grez. Sam.
Gres?
That's a huge insult. So I read Gres's name in Gay Warlock Dogs. I apologise profusely. You are not that salty. Yeah.
Oh, props for saving the beer, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm going to drink so much butty when I'm back in the UK, mate. You can't stop.
When you back, Joe?
When are you coming?
Oh, yeah, true. I didn't tell you boys, actually. It's pretty recently booked. 20th to the 30th.
Oh,
December.
amazing.
Right.
Be
December.
there and be square. December. Yeah,
Ah.
you got it, son.
To catch up, like.
Little Prince of Wales trip.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I kind of prefer an Talbot these days.
Talbot's
Oh.
nice.
I'll be
The
honest, I'm
Talbot
allowed
in
to spend money in
Ledbury
naked
or
now.
Nightwick?
They've changed hands, so I don't have a grudge.
Oh, grudge. Okay. Well, I do like the Nag's Head more than any of them. I've got to be honest with you. I'm a real Nag's Head boy these days.
Nice is good. Prince is a bit rough and ready, but I do like it. Unless it's folk
Yeah, I'll
night,
still-
and then it's just like, ugh, there's no point being in there.
I was
Oh yeah. Vote night last time we were there, wasn't it?
Oh, it's so bad.
as an aside, I was doing some Dali Mini stuff as per for my notes.
You got to
Okay.
get some done.
Knight and armor getting struck by lightning, and the one I've posted in Discord, I quite like because it's a surprise, aiming straight to the
Struck
face.
from behind.
Like what?
Host looks like a fucking face scrubber with 4 legs.
Yeah,
Weird
horse does
tentacle.
pretty fucked
It's,
up.
yeah. It's not looking healthy.
Like those legs have been worn down to the bone.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe that's how Abad's grandfather looks as a horse, you know? Could be canon still.
Been run away so fast from all that shame, it's just burnt down to the nubs.
Yeah. Or like some
down
deformed,
to the what?
disgusting beast thing. Some aberration.
Yes, male.
Just look at that fake mail post with the beer save.
Oh!
Yeah.
oh, it's so good. Yeah, this is
shit.
what I use social media for, just following fucking
Fucking.
retarded things.
Did he
Outstanding.
put his trousers through?
It's so good.
Oh, that is 100% the UK. As
Whoa,
well.
that is
It's
so good.
Mate is
Like,
having a really good laugh at that.
That's like a night in Sheffield gone wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Outstanding. We'd love to see it.
Outstanding.
How? I just don't get how that happens. That is wild.
Why his trousers? Yeah, why were his trousers down? For instance, we'll never know. Have we got him back yet?
Yeah.
Back in Discord.
Hey.
Ah.
So it's not my actual internet. It is something to do with the way this computer is plugged into the internet. But it
Okay.
Is it plugged in?
Okay.
so it is because it goes through I have like an extender but it has an Ethernet port and it's always worked
Oh,
absolutely
right.
fine. So
Interesting.
it goes through the signal in the wall. What I've done is just tried to move the plug into further down the plug socket so it's closer on the ring. Because
is it
I found
Wi-Fi
in
over
the-
power then? Is that the one?
No, it's
Or-
Ethernet over power.
Ethernet over power. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Are you plugged into like a multi-socket?
No.
Yeah. True.
Like, is the
No. And this is what I've just done is moved it one plug socket closer to the main
okay,
ring
cool.
because what I found is if you move it too far away, it loses the power. But the thing is, this doesn't happen on any other day other than the Thursday.
So strange.
Mate, fucking Ethernet over power is still magic to me. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
is
kind of
mad.
understand that, but I still don't understand that. It's crazy.
So, like, what I'm just like, look, I've got like my task manager open with my Ethernet performance just to monitor to see if it's like that then just dips out. I don't know.
Does that mean we can enable our video then?
Yeah,
Should
I
be.
think enable it because this is it. Like, if I run it on my laptop over Wi-Fi, which has shitter signal and shitter speed, that works fine.
Okay.
So, and I've just done a speed test. I'm getting 32 meg down.
I mean, that's
So
yeah.
So it's not like it's a speed issue or latency. So what I've done is just moved the plug socket. So let's see if that helps. I've also changed my video back to the old Roll20. So we'll see if that makes any difference.
Well, this is
Dunno.
we've all switched off our
Yeah.
videos now.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
Sorry,
cool,
dude,
man.
don't worry about it.
Not your fault.
If it goes down again, I will go get my laptop and I'll do it that way.
Yeah, no worries.
So let me
Just lost your video. Oh no,
I'm
you're back.
just reconnecting because it's good for me to be able to see the video because I look at your guys' faces all the time because that helps
Oh
me
my God,
read
really?
what's going on.
Should we try switching our videos back on then?
You know this.
Yes.
If that's
Yeah.
all right with you.
Yeah, cool.
That's fine. I'd love to be seen.
We've got Aiden. You're actually not in Roll20 at the moment, but maybe you're resetting.
What? I can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
Andy
that's
in
okay
it.
for me.
And Sam.
Um,
Can't see
alright.
you, Joe. Maybe it's your
That's
fault.
odd. Yeah, maybe
I
I'm
can't
not.
see you, Andy, or Sam.
Yeah,
You
same.
three are missing.
I can see Sam. I can't see Andy.
You might
now.
need to do the reconnect.
Do a little
I'll refresh.
Rooney. Yeah.
Let's refresh.
Getting some more boys. There we go.
Oh, There we go.
Nice.
I'm in a
See,
different
I can
order to
see
usual.
Unger and Joe, Sam and
And
Andy.
my
I can't see
Video
Mail.
is really laggy and cropped.
You are laggy.
It is like a little bit.
It's like cropped on my face.
Yeah,
Like
you're
it's
at like
Yeah,
a
mine.
different angle to what you were a second
Yeah,
ago.
Yeah.
true. You're right. So am I as well. I'm now reversed.
I think it's found it's like used face tracking to like find my face and center the frame around it or something.
My image now looks much darker as well. I think there was much lot.
I'm
No, you
almost
look fine.
Andy.
Like it's happened.
Nice.
Not complaining, but
Sweet new camera I got each other.
it always looks like daylight in your room, Mel.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
Just very
This web,
light.
I
Yeah, your
can't
room
tell
is
you how
so
dark
good.
it is in my room. It's fucking retarded.
What camera
It's
do
like
you have, dude?
it's because it's really light behind, and it looks like it's a blue light coming through your window.
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
Andy, have we got you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Let me just turn my.
So zoomed in on my face. That's weird.
Give it a little refresh.
It's something the webcam does. It's the EM piece of shit I bought off Amazon during lockdown.
It's
Mate,
'cause we're
I
putting
don't
it
think
on
it's bad.
YouTube. We
pretty
know what
good.
the people want now, Charlie.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Refresh, Charlie. It'll work.
So look.
The photo
But
I've
now
just
I'm-
uploaded to general is like that still looks bright in comparison to how it is in real life.
I mean, that is
okay.
like
Back to normal
another
then.
half the way down the Dulux color chart from
Yeah.
how you appear on.
I've
on
lost
video.
Mail
I've lost
and
Mail and Aiden.
Aiden.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah,
frying out a
same.
bit. Let me reconnect.
It's good. When your session runs smoothly, it's great.
This is why in-person sessions are
Yeah.
infinitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
takes
are we
a-
going to try an in-person session this Christmas?
If everyone's back, we could do that.
Yeah.
Kimmy?
Yeah, I
No,
guess.
you
Kimmy
see, you're
back-
between
feel-
back between 20
Kimmy's
and
Kimmy's
30.
coming.
I'm
After
just gonna have to like crowdsource my flights and stuff.
Yeah.
Get Kimmy to
No worries.
UK and like put it in some United Kingdom. Like,
Put it in the
Get Kimmy
in the
to
description of
blush.
these YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Pretend you're a Ukrainian refugee.
Yeah. Check out our GoFundMe, guys. We've got a GoFundMe for Kimmy going. Get him over to the UK for the
Rescue him.
in person. We're gonna rescue him from Finland.
Then
Smash
obviously
the
once
like
once in
Just
person,
smash it.
obviously we won't actually video any of this because there's no
No.
point.
But smash the like button, smash your computer,
Smash your face.
smash the
Smash your mum.
patriarchy.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Right.
Yes.
Have we got everyone? Are we all ready?
I think so. Just
Where's
mail
Charlie?
message from
No,
the-
Charlie's here. Mail.
Yeah,
Missing
mine-
Mail and Kimmy's
Yeah.
camera's not on for me.
About the same with me.
I like
It'll
it.
do. It's close enough.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Getting there, right?
Mel, you here?
There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
am here. I am here. We good.
Yeah.
We good.
I can't see
Okay.
Mail. No,
Oh,
there
yeah,
we go.
you
Just joining from me.
So I just done a hard refresh.
Where were
Okay.
Yes.
Discussing our favourite species of wildflower, I think. Is that right? No.
Okay, you need to pick me up because my mind's been elsewhere. So
No, it's
We
fine.
would-
I think we'd asked one more question. I think Abod did. Am I right?
I think we asked about did they
In the
make
tunnel.
lost mines of Foundelver? Is there
Yeah,
anything in the,
yeah.
are there any gargantuan structures in the tunnel? Do you know where the Delzoon
Exactly.
might have gone? They haven't been here for a long time.
And I think that's where we were up to.
So, sorry, are you looking for an answer for another question?
I think we just got an answer, and that was it, wasn't it? No.
I think he said that they only serve the Delzoon, and I was asking the rest of the party what should we say about the Delzoon.
He said,
Right,
"Do you
yeah.
know the Delzoon?" And we were like, "We know of them as well."
I
Lost
guess
track.
we could ask him the history of the Delzoon in these parts. Was that maybe too wordy a question to ask? Could give us a long answer. No, scratch that. Why don't we ask him if the Delzoon had lots of buried treasure, says Nubs, his eyes glinting slightly in the evening sunlight.
Yes.
Nubs, we don't need the money. Don't be so silly.
Says Unger.
I'm
Ask him.
just a bit of an
Ask him.
amateur archaeologist, frankly, so I wouldn't mind.
So, how far into that tunnel did you wake up, my good man? Where were you sleeping?
Amongst rock.
Just pure rock, nothing but granite.
Sounds like a tunnel to me, interrupts Nubs.
I do not remember where I have been asleep. It has been a long time. I do not know how long.
Why did the Delzoon just leave you? If you're obviously quite important.
The last I remember was my masters leaving me to watch these hills as they journeyed north.
Must have been quite difficult to watch the hills underneath them, surrounded by rock. Surely you must have been watching something more specific.
The released its eyes at this stage. Or is
Yeah.
it still covered? Yeah. It takes in some of the hills that it can see, and I'm imagining it's kind of lying on this ground now, and it looks at these foothills and the peaks that jut into the sky. This thousands of years old.
He was flying northwards.
Didn't we agree to meet him somewhere at some point?
Oh crap!
Yes. Long time ago.
And just to refresh Nubs' memory, he's going southwards.
Okay, oh, sorry, he was going southwards. Coming from the north, I mean. I've written. Oh yeah, no, I've written from the north. Yeah, sorry, glancing.
Perhaps we should send this man on his way north and head to Neverwinter, as we have a party to get to. And time is surely marching on.
That sounds fine to me.
As long as we know he's going to cause no more trouble.
Just to confirm, the entrance to Felbar, he wasn't able to actually give us anything useful because the ground is all shifted. He wasn't saying that. Yeah, cool. That's fine.
I think let's wait to hear from the miners.
Yeah,
People mining.
but mark this place on the map. That's what I say. A little tick. Nubs is going to just take some notes about this place. Must come back to later.
Splendid. Well,
Felbar.
my good man, my good
Rock.
stoic fellow. We have no quarrel with you. You know, you have no quarrel with us. We'd suggest maybe you head north to see if you can find your ancient companions. There's this particular town. I'll just mark it on your map. I have a map called Ironspur. That's a dwarven settlement in the north. Maybe they know something.
Otherwise, here's another town called Marah. Tell them you come from the
No.
God Shamash, and they will understand that you are there as a gift to help them. Now, you must help them, and once you help them enough, they will potentially tell you where the Dwellzoon have gone.
Does
But you must
does-
help them.
Abard, who is sworn not to lie, is like, now Shamash.
Unger's
Crash casts
rolling his eyes.
minor illusion to make a sound drowning out Abard.
you no.
I'm the one translating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. He can't hear you. You're just making noises to the.
Yeah.
stone wall, apparently.
Oh, that's true. But he can still drown out Abard if he tries to say anything to Rockman.
So what message do you convey to this golem?
Unger say we send him north.
Find your dwarven friends. This is the noblest thing to do.
Send him to Marah. This is the best for all involved.
And my friend, take this. And Abard pulls out the warhammer he hasn't used in about a very long time. This was given to me by a close dwarven friend many years ago. You should take it as a sign of friendship with the dwarven people. They will know.
Nothing more friendly than a heavy, aggressive weapon.
Exactly.
I think he'd probably use it as a toothpick, to be fair.
Like giving a black man a gun and telling him to go and talk to the police.
Jesus.
Well, that all took a down a road we didn't expect to go down.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it was a commentary on racism. It was maybe. Not
I say, like, clip that part and put it right at the start as the intro.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
God damn.
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, it's not true, is it?
so
Let's call it out systematic racism where I see it.
Yeah, damn right.
as you offer this warhammer to this pretty fell creature, as it kind of like lies on the ground, cracked and weakened. I mean, I would imagine it slightly tries to reach out, and with what kind of... It does have something akin to fingers of like these smaller stones that pass on this bigger stone, like a palm, with kind of 4 stones that form digits. It is able to kind of clasp the warhammer in the stones, not to form like a solid grip, but it's just kind of like almost pinching it, like kind
I
of.
was really hoping it would just have a stub and it just touches it.
Yeah, can't
I
grab it.
Gotta pull out some rope and just be like, "Oh, I've got you there, fella. Don't you worry," and sort of tie it on.
You tie a war hammer to the golem's hand. Now
Some good rope there.
the golem I would wait for my masters. Or a question or a statement, you're not too sure.
Your masters are gone. I fear they will not return. You must go and find good to do in the world. Otherwise... Carry it. No, you go.
If my masters are gone, I have no purpose in this world.
Are we understanding this as the party?
I was gonna say, no, probably not, right?
Is
I
Abad still?
I suppose if you want purpose and you don't mind a wait, if you head to the city of Bryn Shander, there is a house. And if you wait there, we can be your new masters. You must guard this house for us. It is a great house.
How's he gonna bloody get in?
We can make room.
You may need
Who's
to
gonna let
wait
China-
outside for a time.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't go into this city, Abad. I'm just getting half of this conversation, but I imagine that's what you've been telling him.
Any other suggestions?
Listen, tell him for him to wait for us in the north if he needs purpose.
Should I tell him to go to Marah?
Yes.
Is this
You
an
can help out
monologue
in morale.
in a dialogue in Abad's head?
This is exasperated to the rest of the party. Like, what do I do?
Marah is a safe place for him. They will welcome him. As long as we give him the message of Shamash and the holy mark of Shamash, then that will be fine. Anyone got a chisel?
You're not taking my shoe chisel. He's crossing his arms.
Right. How... If we don't have new masters for you, but how about a purpose, my good man?
Why doesn't he... Why, I've got an idea, says Snubs, pricking up a little bit. Why don't we just get him to help with this train building malarkey? He could probably dig tunnels. I mean, he looks big and strong.
My man. Tell me, Gollum, you aided your previous masters to build gargantuan structures. How about another? My good man.
I stay in these hills.
Our friends here, they are digging a great gargantuan structure. Perhaps they will help uncover the home of your friends so that they might help you find your old masters. Stay in these hills and guard our friends as they dig through these tunnels. They will shift the mountains back.
I will stay.
Tell me one more thing, friend. What is your name?
I have no name.
Barry. His name should be Barry.
We shall name you. We shall give you a name if you would have one.
Big Barry.
No, Barrington, the square.
3 boulders.
Big Boulder Barry.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'll leave this up to you guys to say what you're going to call this thing.
We do have a few Barrys on
Do we?
our books now.
I
Well,
suggest.
Piss Gremlin, obviously.
I suggest a roll 100 is rolled.
Oh, yep. For the naming rights. Gotta
Cool.
be done.
Cheers.
Well, it is /roll.
Oh,
I can't remember how to do this. Oh,
Medical,
Let
can't.
me use
Yeah.
one page, just the dice option.
yeah. Medica has been on the background, just like hitting trees and stuff with his new warhammer and getting the feel of it. He's not paying attention to this.
it does look like it's Medica.
Yeah, Medica just
Tiny head man.
just
What we
name
call him.
just name him a dumb rock and let's move on.
Oh,
Dumb rock it is.
He's got a life, history,
Dumb Rock.
feeling.
Into it.
Potentially.
You are dumb rock.
Dumb
Hang
Rock.
on, hang on.
oh,
hang
okay.
on.
Roll it into one.
It's like maybe you interpret it like something like this.
That's exactly what I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Dumb Rock.
We shall name you Doomrock.
Soft to you. Very nice.
Doom Rock. Yes. Purpose. Again.
4 points.
I would say at this stage, Zolkin is like, what the fuck have you just agreed with that piece of rock?
None of your business.
Right.
No, it's,
Yes.
Yeah. No, you tell him, Abod.
What are your going rates for labourers?
Answering his question with a question. Very good, yeah.
A gold, 2 a day.
A
Pay
day.
pretty well.
Hmm. Well, this man was equivalent to the strength of
Can we call it a man?
eight men, and his labour is tireless and eternal.
And free.
Basically, mate, we've sorted you out for the future, so we want some free tickets when this thing's open, alright? The Snub's crossing his arms.
His labour is worthy of. Abad turns to Shamash and goes,
You okay there, Abod?
"What
Maths.
What is 8 times 365?"
Why? It is 2,800.
We have brought you a labourer worth 2,800 gold.
Remember that when we come back.
What say you?
Unger
What's
kind
the
of looks
question?
at Zolkin with excitedly pursed lips, like,
You
Trying to keep his mouth shut.
so what are you asking for?
Ha! I myself eschew pecuniary reward, so I shouldn't dare to put a price on anything. I mean, looking over at Finnan.
Just remember you owe us a favour, says Nubs, doing finger guns.
And 1,000 gold. The other option is he can destroy you.
What?
Hold on.
That wasn't part of the deal.
that was a joke.
Medica's ear twitches a little bit. What? Money
Smash
destroying?
just stares intensely.
You can communicate.
Roll me an intimidation, Shamash.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, Shivash.
Zolkin raises an eyebrow and he's like, look, I get the fun and games that you guys have, but I'm a bit tired of your bullshit. We're all working to the same cause and you're members of the same guild. And you don't tell me what to do and I'm not paying a fucking rock to do any work. If it stays
He'll
here
work
and it
for you.
works fine.
Just remember that one favour deserves another, right?
Yeah, great. And what repays poor Dars here, as he points to the blood-soaked patch on the ground?
You've got a new rock man. He can't explode.
Much less hassle.
He
I'd
looks at the
count
mess.
this as a win if I were you.
Zulkin looks at the mess on the ground. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to tell his mother.
Nub sucks in through his teeth. That's all he can do.
Fine, well... He kind of looks around like, I don't know what to do with him just yet. I'll figure it out. What were you speaking to it?
Dwarvish, like what the dwarves down at Fandelver speak.
I'm gonna have to bring a dwarf in. Okay.
Maybe one who's an expert in labour relations.
Yes. Don't tell me how to run my operation.
None of my workers have exploded today. And then looks over at the party menacingly.
So this medic actually laughs a little bit, but then gets ashamed. Because he laughs at Abad's
He
jokes.
continues to frown, yeah. And then starts frowning at Abad again.
It must be angry. We'll say, for the sake of brevity, Zulkin kind of like goes and picks up any possessions that lie around the exploded corpse of his friend Dars, puts them in a little satchel, and he would suggest that he's going to make his way back into Tribal. He kind of looks at Dumrock and is like, I guess I'll just leave him here. Do you think he needs to eat?
I have no idea, mate.
He ate a soul about 2,000 years ago. He'll be alright for a bit.
Oh, fair
Suppose he
enough.
could always put a straw to the ground if he's thirsty for blood.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot Finn at a confused look.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Just frowns
It's like-
at him, with his hands on his hips. Like, that's a bit soon, mate.
Like a rumble
alright.
of thunder in the distance.
Well, we could dilly-dally all day, or we could get moving, chaps. I feel like we've solved this problem here.
Yes,
This train line will be built in no time.
Medica grabs his bags. About time. And raises
Yeah,
up.
what to say we get a wiggle on, eh? Come on.
Indeed. Another town saved from a crisis. Haha!
So, with this, what's your plan? What does the party do next?
Abad casts a level 2 Cure Wounds on himself.
I'll double that as well. I'll give you a little cure wounds from Nubsy as well. If I can get it to cast. Here
I'd
we
say let's
go.
have a short rest, then be on our
There
way.
you go. Oh, 11 healing. Yeah, 11 healing and a short rest. Sure.
Yeah, short rest is good.
Short rest sounds good, and then be on our way.
Oh, can we get Dumrock to protect us whilst we're having our little rest?
I think
Yeah,
he
you
always
take your rest here, or
Ah,
Yeah, we'll just chill
rest
here.
Yeah.
you protect, you attack.
okay. So, we'll imagine you take an hour or so to sit by this uprooted tree, taking in the sight. You kind of observe Dumrock as he just kind of seems to lie back in stone, almost in this form of stasis. You would observe that the rocks that he is made of start to ever so slowly pull themselves together where they were loose. They begin to they begin to kind of close up, and he seems more supple and strong as the hour or so passes, but he just remains kind of lying there. So, as you all kind of regain yourselves and bit more fighting fit. What do you do now? God, bud, you rolled some shit hit die there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I couldn't get mine to come through D&D Beyond there.
Yeah,
Did you roll yours with the Did you like select the tick boxes? And
Yeah.
then do
Yeah,
take short
I
rest?
did.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't actually roll that in roll 20, but it does show up in the campaign log on D&D Beyond. But if you roll the dice individually, it comes up in roll 20, but will update when you do your short rest. You have to put it in manually. It's a bit skewy.
Oh.
Okay. I'll pass
Well.
to you guys.
We were on our way? This
I
guy
think
invited
heading
us
back
to.
Neverwinter now.
Yeah, I think
This
we're going
guy,
back.
you mean Roaring Horn, no less.
Yeah,
And the
big
party of the century.
So we
I think
weren't considering following the map to Groodhog, or
I think Greedhog, we got the impression was probably too heavily defended. The guild was going to send some scouts to have a look at
Yeah, that's it. The
the area.
Yeah.
Get
We might,
guild info before we
yeah,
take that on.
we'll
I
probably
think we were Netherlands, wasn't it? Yeah.
go back Neverwinter, try and get Lord Neverember to send an army over, and then we'll have big fucking battle of Groodhog at some point.
Yeah.
Solve this giant problem
Yeah,
once and
seems
for all.
bad.
Let me put it this way. I think we've earned ourselves a bit an R&R.
Yeah, let's
Just to
have some
forget the
nice.
unpleasantness.
Nubs' face is exactly as it looks in the map now. One of his eyebrows is like, you saying R and R. Eh?
Perhaps one last night at Tribor, and then we head back on the road. I do believe Zolkin was going to tell Tortellini about our exploits and how we're still defending the guild.
Did sound like
Zolkin, or was it,
Tortellini might be pissed off for not turning up in a while, but sure.
We did just get promoted.
Yeah, I wonder if we should check in with Tortellini.
It is on their way.
Vandelver,
Technically.
then Neverwinter?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think that's a good shout, actually. That's a good shout. Drop in, say hi, tell them about all the great deeds we've done, get promoted again, fingers crossed, and go to Neverwinter. And then party with Roaring Horn and get the info from him we wanted.
Very well. Then let it
Seems
be
fair.
done. Nubs just posing and pointing in the direction of travel. I assume the
Yeah, we
party
need to
goes
do that,
by.
don't we?
It's a new thing I'm trying.
Oh,
Nice.
Avard.
Shamash is
Nice,
currently
Shamash.
outrolled Avard at every turn this evening.
69.
Oh,
Oh,
Fucking hell.
huge.
There we go. Medica is the one who's like
no,
slide
no,
off.
no.
He just
Fuck
rolled
you.
100.
Fuck you.
That's hacked.
Hacked it. Hacked the system.
That is actual hacks. Okay. So straight off or a long rest in tribal?
I think long rest
How-
first, then head off.
We
How
take a lot
far?
of rest.
How far
Medica's
away?
Medica's decision.
How far away are we from Dryball?
True, yeah, Medica is party leader.
Oh, you're not far. You're like a half an hour, 40-minute walk.
And what time is it?
At this stage, it would probably be just after midday.
Medicus looks at the party and says, like, Tribor is way too close for this time of day. I'd say we head on straight towards Vandalin and rest on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Right,
Straight
you are
through.
then.
And Medica is anxious to get on. He's just been on his, not doing anything for way too long.
Yeah.
Humiliating himself.
Okay. So, as I'd imagine, you'd start to gather your things, your horses, walking through Tribor, you would kind of take another look at just how not desperate they are, but how just things are not in a good way, and you will be able to take that back with you on your reports. This mercantile town is not hanging on by a thread, but it is getting close to the point of desperation. If trade continues to slow, it will only likely get worse.
Ignore me, by the way.
Sorry. So now, as I'd imagine, you're gathering your things and getting everything ready outside, probably the lion's share, as you're kind of regrouping. A small male halfling walks over to you all, tattered clothes, and he approaches you, Medica. He looks sheepish. You see his clothes are tattered, and he has large bags under his eyes, and he kind of holds out his hand. Please, sir, would you spare the coin for a beggar?
Slap his hand away and say, I got nothing for you. Scram on.
He kind of looks down at his hand and looks back around. Very well. Safe travels, traveller. And he just walks off.
I get the distinct impression we're cursed now.
He walks away. Can Finn like run and catch up with him and say, "Here's one for the boys," and throw him a jib.
Thank you, fellow. I appreciate it. And he looks at you deeply in his eyes, and you see a soul that is despair. And he clings onto the coin and just sidles off slowly. His hands clutched to his chest with the coin pursed between his two hands.
Finn feels slightly better to give back rather than to vaporize.
Yeah, you're about square with the gods now, surely.
I don't think so.
One life for a few coin, if only it was so simple.
You did give that guy a coin.
Finn is having some deep trouble with everything exploding or vaporizing when he turns his hand to it. So, yeah.
If only there were a way to avoid that.
Or learn to live with it.
Yeah, Shamash cares not.
Complex problems. Or we'll be. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point.
Right.
But
So now we're having a little long rest, I'm guessing.
Well, we're travelling, aren't we?
Yeah, we're travelling.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're travelling, aren't we? Yeah.
Until nightfall.
True, sorry. Yeah, exactly. I forgot.
Okay.
Where would we be headed then, if that were the case?
To Fandolin.
As far along the Fandolin Road as possible.
Oh,
Maybe
I guess
maybe-
pop in Fandolin on the way back, see what's his face.
Oh,
Which
no,
one do
my
you
point would be like, how far can we get in a half day? I probably should phrase that better.
No, those are in the docks, maybe?
Yeah,
let me take you back
don't
to
ask
the,
questions.
to the,
Just Google it.
to the
So, Googling now.
Fucking hell.
I believe those information are in our Google Docs, you know, which
Let's
we
check it.
have.
Every time just seeing Swindon cracks me up.
So, Tribor is a long journey back to Neverwinter. It will take several days. Fandolin is, of course, on the way, but you would be looking to travel. I think we said initially, kind of like around 6-7 days. So it's a long journey ahead. your half day of travel is gonna not get you a huge amount of the way, but it'll get you out of Tribor at least.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we could like because horse can travel in a day is 25 to 35 before he has to rest, but the speed is like 10 to 15 miles per hour. So we could maybe make a 20 mile distance at least.
Whatever happens, my horse is wise as fuck today.
Oh my god.
I've just realised his name is Horse in Bungalese. Yeah.
So I'd imagine that as you're kind of getting all your horses ready, getting up, saddled, Cobwyn would kind of walk past and wander over. So, you're heading out. Where to?
Somebody else answered because Medica is ignoring the whole thing.
Why, we're going to Fandolin and to see our good friend Porcellini and explain our deeds, and then off to the party. It's a roaring hall.
But on the topic of deeds, young Cobwyn, we have had some. You must tell the town of how we slew and befriended a rock golem.
Amazing.
So that's something we did.
Yes, of course. I can string a yarn, tell a tale. I'll of course tell it. And look, it's been good seeing you all, and I wish you safe travels. Hopefully we'll see each other again sometime soon.
Oh, maybe back in Neverwinter at some point. Who knows?
Maybe. For now, friends. And he gives you a small bow. Farewell.
Toodles.
Bye.
Beautiful, Mel.
Oh man, loves his voice.
So, with a long travel ahead of you, the weather is good. And as we've said before, summer is beginning to come in now. Spring is past and the temperature is warm. Longer nights means longer days travel. And I would say travelling westward through the grasslands is a good ride. Now, we'll imagine, for the sake of getting stuck in a long travel sequence or anything like that, I have a few questions in terms of supplies and rations. Does everyone have ample for travel?
Rack always
Yeah.
stocks up every time.
Because one thing that you would have noted in particular in Tribor is that there was not a huge amount to be able to stock up with.
Uh,
Nubs is
Unga
pretty well
has
stocked.
2 days rations on him.
Don't
Wow.
forget the bonus rations you also hold for Finland.
Yes. Yeah, I have 12 days rations on me.
I've got.
I'm Smash will go and find a feral cat and eat it if needs be.
Jesus.
I've got 8 days of rations and a pickled giant testicle if I get desperate.
I have 7 days rations and I can create food.
Fair enough. You're basically Jesus.
Yeah.
In many ways,
says
yes.
fitness
In
rations.
many other ways, no.
So, Medica, you take the lead of travel.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you instruct the rest of the party that you will ride? And the manner of which that you approach to travel itself?
I would say Medica is just anxious to get a move on, so he just says that we travel this first half a day until sundown as much as we can, so making haste a little bit almost.
Okay.
because he feels the faster we go, the faster we will be there, which is good, but maybe not.
Okay. Now, we'll say several days would pass uneventfully. I would ask you, Medica, though, to roll me a d20. Oh, right. I didn't know what that blip was. Traveling through the grasslands, your first few days pass uneventfully. And at the end of each night, or at the end of each day, you tie your steeds to trees with ropes as you take your rest. You note that you see very little in the way of other travellers on the road. It is rare that you would see anything such as a caravan. Previous experience of travelling on these roads is you would expect much more footfall, and that things feel very quiet. On your fourth day, a day or so away from Phandalin, one of your horses slips a shoe, and you're forced to make quick repairs in the shelter of an old ruin. You press on, though, despite your weariness at the end of these days, and eventually, as you pass around and through the kind of shadow of the Sword Mountains to your south, opening out, you see this large town that you recognize as Phandalin. A tower that has been constructed recently on the ruins of an old mansion. One that you, not so long ago, had been a part of within this library, this newly constructed library that you were once summoned to. Phandalin holds something that ties you all together. The place that you all met. And the start of this travel. Something about its familiarity which kind of feels like a home away from home almost. After another half day or so, you tread around the path and down into Phandalin, and it is bustling. You see the familiar sights of what you've seen before in wagons being pulled with these kind of canvas shelters like over the top of them. In the back of wagons, you see rock, different types of ore, gold, silver, different materials that have been freshly surfaced out of rock. All the wagons bear the symbol of the Phandelver Mining Company. Phandalin seems to be doing well in itself. A stark contrast to Tribor, closer connected to Neverwinter. Commercially, the shops all seem to be doing well as well. Like a small ecosystem nestled in these hills. Now, you would know several places in this town by now, but the one place that I believe you'd all be travelling to is the hall of your guild, the Jam Pocket. Now, I will allow you any time to kind of discuss anything that you would have discussed on the road before getting here, anything that you want to align on as a party, anything like that.
I'm gonna go see Tortellini again. No, you go.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Tortellini seems high on the agenda. We've not checked in since Check's scroll. It's been several months.
If I know right, it's since we left for the
I
first
mean-
time.
Let's be honest, we have been busy, but
Oh, aye.
maybe
No.
we should.
Yeah.
Especially as old Zolkin sort of said we should probably drop in. And Cobwin did mention it too. I'm pretty sure he did anyway.
Listen, if he's pissed off, we present a united front.
Yeah.
We have done every task that we were given.
And
We-
more.
We
And
defended
more.
Nightstone. We travelled to Bryn Shander. We told your man there about the death of his sister.
Saved Marah.
Saved
that
Bryn
we-
Shander.
Yes.
Got on a boat. All the tasks. Many acts
Got
of
off the
heroism. We have spread the word of the Jam Pocket far and wide. I would say further and wider than any other party might have done in the local area.
I mean, I'm not sure about superlatives, but I think it's a good go line. We've got to cover our
Gonna
asses
be
as well.
bloody thankful.
We should be fine. We should be fine.
Okay. So, to the jam pocket?
Yeah.
I think so.
So, the I'm so sorry. I'm just observing a conversation between Cards and the sheriff of the town. So, the Jam Pocket stands out as a building that has been built on many, many times, extended and built on top of. It is like almost like a historical object in the fact that it has had many architects build and different materials used to do so as well. The initial base of this building is like a stone pub, but there are wooden levels built on top of it. And from your time within this establishment, it is places for guild members to sleep, meeting rooms, an armory, a mess hall, and places to eat. In fact, I think I still have somewhere a picture of what it looks like inside. If that's showed for everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, a large bar. And walking in at this stage, this time of day, we'll say it is kind of around midday. You've set off on your trail in the morning, and you are brought in at around midday, lunchtime. The guild hall itself is mellow in atmosphere. Not super busy. Previous times you've been here, it has been raucous and like a party. And you know, as adventurers yourself, and having had many occasions in pubs and bars, that adventurers like to let loose at the end of a good task and project or quest, whatever you want to call it. They know how to have a good time. The atmosphere here is subdued, but as you walk in, other members would kind of give you nods, acknowledging your presence. You wouldn't know them necessarily by look. You've only been here twice, for some short stints, but so you don't know anyone really by name or face. But there is one voice that rings out through the building as you all walk in. I've got to try and remember how to do this now. Hey, you motherfuckers! You! And you see this mustachioed man behind the bar, a towel over his shoulder and an apron, and he pulls off a hat and throws it down on the floor. He's like, "It's about the time that you all showed up. You come and take a seat down, and I will speak to you all now." And he gets very low and grumbly, and he kind of gestures over to a table on the like straight opposite the bar, and you kind of see he's shaking his head, speaking under his breath, and he turns around to the bar and he pulls down a large brown bottle. I would ask you, do you do as he says, or do you do anything else?
Unger sits down excitedly, not getting the pissed off tone, and thinks that he's about to be rewarded with the drink and food that he had last time.
Rash also goes with Unger's happiness and just sits down, smiling, grinning, unawarely at Tortellini.
Nubs sits down quietly, just puts his chin in his hands and just lets out a small sigh, knowing he's probably just going to have to put up with a bunch of words. And they're not flattering. Or they won't be flattering. Sorry.
Okay. Now, Tortellini, watching you all kind of sidle up the steps up to the table, he's kind of turning around and he uncorks the bottle. He walks back over to the bar and he pulls one singular glass and puts it down on the bar. He fills it while staring at you all. And you hear the glug of the bottle as it fills a tall glass of brown liquid, most likely whiskey. And without breaking eye contact with any of you, he walks around the bar and takes a seat at the table. He takes a large swig of the glass and takes a deep breath through his nose and sighs it back out. No word? In 2 months, we send you on a job, and you do not return. I hear about gallivanting in Bryn Shander, making bets on livestock rallies, chasing assassins through magic cupboards, conversing with Lord Neverwember.
Is that a problem?
He shoots his eyes and he looks straight on at you, Shamash. It is not a problem, but I would like to know how serious you are about this guild. Remember, you came to me.
We're deadly serious, otherwise why would we have helped out with all your little troubles?
I gave you 2 troubles, and you have come back with guild involvement in many, many more. You have not been assigned. So why do you do it?
Are you saying that defending the town of Bryn Shander from a giant attack, defending the town of Mirrah from 2 separate bandit attacks, and solving a plethora of disputes and criminal activity across the Sword Coast is not in the interest of the guild?
I do not doubt that at the time they may seem like valiant efforts. But you are part of a guild, and you are given quests and jobs. And I have had jobs for you, and you have not been here to do it. Very well, Bryn Shander may have needed some help, but Mirrah? Where the fuck is Mirrah?
Now, my good
Don't
man.
you speak ill of Mirrah. I will tell you it is a place that in a few years you shall hear much of. Alas, I shall hear no more.
We were given the rank of initiatives, and I think you will find all that we have done is show initiative.
It's a good point.
Would you like to know what your next job was?
Yes.
Maybe, says Nubs, recoiling.
Hunger's looking confused now that he's not been given a drink.
And he knocks back the rest of the drink and just slams the empty glass back on the table. Westbridge. Westbridge has been overrun by kobolds. That was your job. I was waiting. And the village is lost. It is now overrun. And we let it go too late because I saved a job, knowing that you would return and I would give it to you. No one else there to take the work. You see the impact.
Sorry, but that is just poor management
hold
on
on a
your
minute.
side.
I beg your pardon.
So, you know someone's in danger, instead of sending whatever you have, you decide to wait for these initiates to come back from wherever they were, and then wait to send them. And if they didn't come back, just let the people die. That's entirely your own management issues. Nubs, back me up.
I mean,
He stares into your eyes, Nubs.
I mean, it's. I mean, it's got a point.
Shamash also stares into Nubs' eyes.
He's got a point. He does have a point, I suppose. He's got a point. You've got a point. He's got a point. His Nubs' voice is twice as high as it normally is.
So Tortellini just kind of stares, watching Nubs kind of fall apart. But he looks back at Shamash, and his brow furrows. Fine. I will accept that you had distractions that were unavoidable. But as
My God, man, the town of Bryn Shander would have fallen without us. Would that have been preferable?
We saved a city. A village might have been lost, but that village is on you.
He takes another deep breath. And he has no argument back. You can tell he's not used to being argued back at. And he almost looks slightly nervous about what happens next. He's a man of large aggression, and
Hunger's just looking at him and says, "We have drink now."
roll me a persuasion check, Unger.
Beautiful.
Off the back of Shamash's intimidation, I'll see it as a slight assist. He lets out another deep sigh, and he shakes his head. Initiates. Initiates. Very well. Let us discuss your next job. And he walks back over to the bar and pulls a bottle from the shelf.
Sorry, while he's doing that, leading over to the rest of the party, does he know that we were promoted by Zolkin?
Huh?
Doesn't seem so.
Certainly not.
Hunger doesn't know that either. That's news to Hunger.
Oh, is Unger not there?
I don't think so. That might be the one that I missed.
We got a letter from Zolkin, didn't we? Or something like that.
Zolkin gave you
tokens.
all... Yeah, he gave
Yeah,
you
it was
badges.
Ah, yeah, cool.
Bunger as well, but we just didn't. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone took note of it, but you would... Sorry?
Got given the level of warden? And a
Warden, yeah,
badge?
I've got that in my notes.
Ding! Correct.
Yes.
Warden of the North.
Warden of the Pocket.
The North Pocket.
So, yeah, you lean over to each other and ask the question. As he's grabbing a bottle. Anything else to discuss in this snatch moment?
Somebody just slapped the badge on the table.
The Finnan's like, it's been busy. He's just like holding the badge in his hand, like waving it around on the slide. Tell me, Tortellini, what else has there been going on? Tell us, what news from the guild?
So, as he
What
wanders
have we
over
missed
with...
in our exploits?
As he wanders over with the 6 glasses in his hands and the bottle, and he places it down, and as he sees your arm outstretched, he points to the badge and he's like, "Who gave you that?"
This, Zolkin, our good friend.
Oh,
The one
my.
snake.
His eyes roll so far almost into the back of his head. I may as well give up. It appears no one respects me anymore, and he starts swearing in a language you've never heard before, but you can tell it's swearing because it is violent and percussive. And he places the glasses down and he pours out sloppily with liquid starting to go over the table. You actually see his hand slightly shaking with anger. You see a vein in his forehead kind of start to pulse out ever so slightly, and he's just like kind of muttering under his breath. He slams the bottle down and looks at you all. So, I assume that you have plans of your own.
Yes,
No.
we do.
Oh,
What? Unga's looking at the rest of the party now.
no, we're here to listen to you, Tortellini. I admit we have gone off on our own way a bit, but now we've learned the errors of our ways, and we're here to listen to what you recommend. Take it under the highest advisement.
Unga's now frowning at Shamash and said, "But you were so excited to go to party. I think we go to party."
I'm going to party. Just needs his ego strength to write. Shamash sends that as a message, though. So,
Wait,
so no one can hear.
I see this going on. Finnan butts in. Our plans are to try and work out what the deal is with these giants. If you recall, Tortellini, our initial assignment was to investigate the happenings in Nightstone. And they were troubling indeed, and it did involve a giant stealing an obelisk. Subsequently, we have been investigating that this entire time. So it could be argued we're still on the same task. It just happened to involve everything else we have discussed previously, which you weren't very impressed by.
So you are saying that you have not completed your task and I should remove those badges from you?
No, not at all.
No fool.
Nightstone has been resolved. However, we have had side quests from Nightstone, if that makes any sense. Inasmuch as we had to go to Bryn Shander to carry out the will of the snakes who are in Nightstone to let them know their relative is now dead and that they should come and claim their town. I think that counts as tidying up Nightstone still, and we've done that.
Can Medica jump in and try to twist some words into him by rolling a persuasion? Huh? How well does that persuade?
Who are you trying to persuade?
I'm trying to steer his train of thought into thinking more positively of us.
Okay. How do you do that?
Surely a man with your intellect has realized our potential and sent us to this very difficult mission. where we uncovered mystical ancient force threatening our entire continent, and you knew we were the right people for the job, and that's why we have been still doing this whole scale of an operation.
Tortellini's eyes narrow as you start to speak, Medica, and he leans in and he's listening, but he's also looking at you deeply, as if judging you, observing you, the way you speak, and paying attention beyond just what you're saying.
I mean, if you have such a problem with us and what we've done, how is it that the founding guild members helped us out when we were in a bind back in Bryn Shander? We saw them. They came to our rescue. Not rescue. They helped us save the town.
Who do you think was the one that told me about you being stuck in a box?
They're here. They're here.
Unger raises his hand. I wasn't stuck in box.
Wait, where's my
That's right,
wallet?
actually, he wasn't. He wasn't. I was there. I had a really bad time.
Did they tell you how proud they were of us?
They told me that if Varys, I can't remember his actual title.
The
Scribe of Seasons. If Varys, Scribe of Seasons, had not have been there, they believe that you would have all died in that box. So, one could only wish, eh? Anyway.
Unger raised his hand again.
Shocked, like, oh my
He
god.
says,
Very
I wouldn't die in box, because I wasn't in box.
Good for you. You would have remained. Well.
Thank you.
Look, maybe I have spoken a bit harshly. You have uncovered some things, and it does benefit the guild. I cannot deny that. I am merely looking for process. The next time I give you a job, I would ask you to return and give me your update. Merely by following whispers on the rumor mill is not acceptable.
What if we send you a messenger?
It would be acceptable.
Okay, fair compromise.
Excellent.
What say you fellows?
Sounds fair to me. Yep. Keep you posted.
Yes. Now we drink.
Yeah.
And what of our payment?
Yeah, let's have a drink first, eh?
Finnan looks at Bungerson and winks and sort of goes, time for bed, I think. Long day on the old horse. Days. Weeks. Who knows how long it's been. It's been a long journey. I'm going to get some early shut-eye. Then turns to Tortellini and goes, are there rooms here, or do I have to find somewhere in town?
He looks out the window as you kind of like yawn. He's like, it is lunchtime. You are tired already?
Been a busy few days. Definitely want to get a bit of shut-eye.
As he says lunchtime,
These
and
lads can do what they want.
the door
And
gets
sort of
kicked
winks
in.
at Bungerson again.
As he says lunchtime, the door gets kicked in, and Jorma comes in. Oi, Tortellini, you have the soup of the day and a good old bread ready?
He gives him a nod and is like, Joma, you sit down and eat eat your food.
Yeah.
And he looks around at the rest of you. First, and before you go to bed, the rest of you will need food, yes. But first, we must agree on your next assignment. If you are willing, of course.
That's only fair.
Can
All
Finn
right.
roll investigation?
Yeah?
Oh, damn it.
Tell me what are you looking for?
I was looking for like pamphlets about other places to stay.
Pamphlets.
You definitely
Very
find that in a
cheeky
hotel.
Pamphlets.
Famously,
at
the
the
best
hotel.
place to find evidence of accommodation is in somewhere that also offers accommodation.
Yeah, of course. I got this like little.
Our rivals.
You might enjoy sort of tourist board type stuff.
We're shit,
want to
but
stay
these guys
here.
aren't.
I find this like tattered bit of paper and it says Stone Bill Bin. Damn it. Ah, throw it away.
If only you could read.
Yeah, if only.
You look
Thanks
at
for not taught well in the halfling time.
2 sacks of potatoes. 7
You-
sacks of carrots.
you would searching through. We'll say for the sake of it that there is a little tourist pamphlet section. However, it doesn't contain any other accommodations. You see a number of different kind of local attractions. You see Edmarth's Orchard, for example, and
Sounds good.
that will make more sense for the guys of the last campaign.
Yeah.
You,
Be a nice day out.
You don't find anything else
I
or that
suggest
would
other
strike you as a
attractions
place
like
to say.
the Shrine of Luck.
Yeah.
Can we spend all
Or-
next session just being tourists? and
The
not
Miners
doing-
Guild.
Oh,
Or
yes.
Dresdener Manor.
Aunt.
Ah, Poex, good items.
Eric's aren't and other abandoned plot lines.
Yeah.
What weird place names.
So with that, so looking around, Tortellini is kind of sat down still. If you're willing to listen.
Willing
Yes.
to listen.
Indeed.
Yes.
Of course.
A
Yeah,
quest.
this next assignment.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, we're gonna get this assignment. Come on. So. Nope, shakes his head. Sorry, still listening. Yeah.
We have a delivery to make. Or you do, anyway. We have a wagon out back. And it has something very valuable, precious, fragile. This request comes from Rocksmith himself. And
My word.
for those of you, you would know enough about Foundlin to know that the Fandelver Mining Company was established by a Rocksmith. Is it Rocksmith or yeah? I think
Gundren Rocksmith, Blogden Rockseeker.
Yes.
Oh
yeah,
no,
okay.
Blogden Rocksmith, Gundren Rockseeker.
Yeah, Rockseeker. So technically Rockseeker. For some reason, the
I
two
don't know
cousins
why,
have different
yeah.
surnames.
There's
Doesn't
only
matter.
two of them left.
So this comes from this would come from Rocksmith. The cousins need something transported to Neverwinter. It must be done so subtly.
Utterly.
I see. Can we ask a little more? What's so sensitive about the delivery?
What is in the box?
Is that the best use of our skills? Be a courier man?
Well, we are low profile. Can you think about that?
That is true. We keep a low profile.
I am famously discreet.
I cannot tell you what is in the box. I do not know myself. I have just received the instruction that it must reach Neverwinter in the next... And he looks at a piece of paper as he pulls it out of his pocket. 5 days. There is an
Whom in
event.
Neverwinter must it reach?
He slides a piece of paper over to you. And he kind of looks around over his shoulders. The instructions are to deliver to a warehouse. In the depths of the central... Oh god. I'm trying to remember the name. Bad. 2 secs.
Place.
Central
Thinking.
The central
Central
business
Costco. The CBD.
district, the inner city.
There is a warehouse in the Tower District. Take it there. Do not ask any questions. And all will be fine.
This seems somewhat underhand for the guild. No questions.
He kind of just stares back at you. Do you want the assignment or not?
A quest.
I'll take it.
What does the assignment pay?
Payment is good, but will only be paid upon delivery.
But do we meet who we're delivering this to?
Sounds like we just drop it off at the warehouse and leave.
He slides the paper over further and looking at the piece of paper, you would see that it gives you an address and a name. And Tortellini says to you, knock at the door, ask for the name, and they will let you in. Take the wagon in, don't look around, and leave. Your payment will be given to you next day.
Well,
Seems fair.
It's awfully mysterious.
What is the name?
It is this.
Evil McVillain.
Oh.
seems like a trustworthy fellow.
Finnan tries to have a think about this name and tries to see if he can recognize it from anywhere. Aroo!
Name doesn't ring any bells.
Okay.
Oh.
Crap.
So tell us, what would be the consequences if we were to look inside this box?
If you were to look inside the box, I am told that the contents is destroyed.
It's not a cat, is it? It's just Nubs raising one eyebrow.
Why would it
What
be a
are
cat?
you talking about, Nubs?
How do we know it's not a cat unless we open it?
I don't know. I remember Grandpa telling me some kind of conundrum about a cat. Really,
Okay, no metagaming,
cat
right?
involved.
Let's just keep on.
Your grandpa sounds like a very wise man. Too wise, perhaps, for this time and era.
Grandpa Schroeder's. Yeah, he was interesting.
Medica slams the table and okay, we take it. It's on our way anyway.
Sorry, yeah.
Done. Are we
How
to
do you
rest
put
the
gifts
night
in the
in
chat, by the way?
Vandalin?
No, where is the box? Start looking around.
It is not here. It is in the what you fucking call it? In the courtyard out back.
How big is this box?
It is not so big.
Okay.
He kind of holds out his arms. You can't see my arms. About arm's width. He holds it out. It is in the back of a wagon. It is locked away. Take it. No questions. And all will be fine. And you will receive your payment next day. Where will you stay?
Right.
In Neverwinter, do you mean?
In Neverwinter, so payment may make its way to you.
Beach
Well, we do
Leviathan.
have a little favourite pub.
The
Sorry.
Kraken.
Beach
Beach
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Oh shit. The other one.
You're right, it is indeed cracking.
Oh,
Damn it.
Ha 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 ha! A little joke there.
Aye, but the beach Leviathan be it.
You will leave tomorrow? The request is that this makes its way to Neverwinter. No,
You just left on
no. That's a complete faux pas by me. Nothing to do
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
all
Don't
right.
take anything from that. It must reach Neverwinter as soon as possible.
What time is it, chaps?
It's like lunchtime, early lunchtime.
I mean,
Sleepy time.
who's to say we can't set off now? What say you, my dearest Medica? Says
We've
Nubs,
just
sort of wincing
got
a little
here.
bit.
Can't we have a rest? Even a short one?
Perhaps we should have a
I would
quick
say,
wee
yeah.
rest.
Yeah, we could have like an hour rest in it, like a short rest, yeah. In this.
I turn to Tortellini, knowing there's dancers in this establishment, and say, Tortellini, are there rooms to rent by the hour?
No, that there are dancers in this establishment. Did you say?
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, actually,
I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
It
Like, go
it
dance.
was before we
24/7 go
yeah,
before
dance.
the Jam Six.
This may have
Just
been
like-
before the Jam Pocket formed officially.
Yeah, that was
Just like-
before we took over.
Like,
So
like Wednesday bloody lunchtime.
Son.
There they are.
I'm entirely not sure.
Vandalin's B team.
Um,
I'm sorry. I took a history check from a different time and character. Apologies.
I really need a piss.
dancing boys.
Dancing boys.
I will say that feels like a good place that we could probably wrap things up tonight. As I would say, you allow yourself a few hours to eat some lunch.
and
Dancing boys.
What's that?
I also replenish like rations and stuff and go for a little
Yeah.
shopping.
I
And I guess Finn rents a room to sleep.
Can we
some
quickly
cash
say-
exchanges for backroom access between Finn and Tortellini.
God. That was much greasier than Finn had imagined.
That's how Tortellini got started, wasn't it? As a dancing boy. That's how he got into Guild. With an accent like that. Clearly an exotic young man. There was a lot of sort of finger.
I was channeling McCannon too hard then. Apologies. Vandalin just brings it all back.
So
You wrote about the, sorry, yeah.
we will say that as you take your time to recover yourselves and ready yourselves for more travel that would take you north to Neverwinter. It is up to you whether or not you do it in this day or whether you take more time in Make you take more time in
Is that
family.
Shamash talking to one of the dancing boys?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on,
Dog
come here.
come here. and She's just sitting there staring.
I'm here,
What's he
little boy.
Shamash is trying to
Really
coke.
nervous.
Wait, why
Coke's
is it dancing
a-
Come
boy?
and sit on my
Jesus.
lap. It's cold.
Shamash is trying to coax the pub cat to try and like subtly fry it and eat it. Um,
Come on,
But I would say like Medica says like yeah we should like take an hour or two to just replenish everything we need and take a little rest and keep on because he is itching for some fighting. He hasn't been.
I will
fighting
say-
for days.
While we're here, Finnan and Unga are gonna use the magic stone.
okay.
Speak into the stone.
Do you want to do this now, or do you want to do
We
this?
could, should we RP this by
separate?
text?
Yeah, we could do it by
Like, outside
text
the
in between
session.
sessions.
Fair play.
Sounds good.
Nice.
So we have no idea what's going on.
Remember, by the
Especially as
way,
you've worked out what Bunga needs is.
just if you need this information, but I have these in my inventory as well, like the stone with faces on. Just I don't know why you need it, but just that you know that I have it.
So you had them all along. You guys were trying to figure out ages ago who actually had them, and no one could remember who had them.
I had 2 of them. I remember there's multiple of them. And like, was there
Yeah.
1 ear as well? I don't know.
So you found 4 in total.
What is that? What is that text?
That's mine.
2 times stones.
Yeah,
so
yeah, so-
2 stones with 1 face on them.
Yeah.
They have a
So-
hole going into them.
Yes.
How do I link a picture in?
So it's curly braces, but without them. Like it's above your hash and @ symbol. The two above there.
Already.
Left, right, and then X in the middle, just to give it a thing. And then you can do brackets, like normal brackets, like Shift 9 and 0, and stick the URL between those brackets. So, like that is the sort of layout. But within that second bracket is where you stick the URL.
So in fact, yeah, I'm pretty. Have I? I don't think I have shared this. So this is
I
what they
remember
are.
seeing a picture of it.
Yeah,
Before.
I've seen that picture.
I don't remember.
I thought we
Yeah.
had seen something like that.
So Kimmy's got both of them.
Oh, that's
Wasn't there like one of
So-
them was like a
so
single
I
face,
can-
one was like 2?
Yeah. So I can clarify that the 2 that Kimmy have are each one has just like in this picture, each one is just 1 face. Now, the others that you found, and don't know necessarily if you have them still, had a face with 3 ears.
Mm,
I remember we just tossed them around basically, and I took like these 2, and someone else took the others. Maybe. We were really not paying too much attention to these.
Are we like purposefully playing coy on this? Because I know who has the 3-eared one.
I don't know. I haven't paid any attention to these. That's why I forgot them in my inventory.
No, it's not him. So it's
I'm sure we've spoken into one of these like me and Finnan have spoken into one of these stones before,
Yeah,
like secretly.
it was like the half moonstone we had. I thought.
I mean, I can't remember the exact description I gave at the time, but yes, Finnan has the other one.
We gave one to Weevil, right?
We gave one to someone.
What?
No,
Wait, sorry.
Wait,
We
what?
It is out of RP. We do not
Sorry,
know
this
this.
is RP.
Yeah.
no,
RP3,
I
right?
agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep.
Not
I
saying
just
you
wanted
should-
to say it because I realized I have these, and
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I'm sure we took those off you because we've used them before.
could be. I have no memory what happened to them. So I would say that's fair if you guys
just
have them and I don't.
Checking my notes to see if I've got any reference.
As in, Medica just perceives them worthless, so he probably just gave them to you, like, without any doubt.
Yeah, we can
Annoyingly,
work this out.
annoyingly, because my my logs are half dead.
We definitely gave one to someone outside of the party.
Oh wait, no, I've got quite good logs. Yeah,
I think I
Fair.
can make a guess
I
at who
think I
that
remember what
might be.
happened, but
No, you don't know anything.
No, I know. I'm talking like outside of RP. I think
Right,
I might
so-
have a guess.
Yeah, just for this reason, I don't have them in my inventory. That sounds more fun what you guys are doing.
I'm sure that we sorted that out when we found them.
So to bring you back is you had two that seemed to communicate with each other, and another which communicated with another. So you kind of had like two sets.
half of one set and a whole set, right? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Okay.
Sorry, yes, sorry, yes, you were correct. You found three, two of which spoke to each other, one of which
Went somewhere else.
is not with you anymore, and then you have another which you've spoken into but has had no response back.
Exactly. And that's the
Sorry,
one with two
that's
faces.
my misremembering. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if I
pretty
ruined
solid.
anything. I'm just wondering because
No.
you said
Ruined.
stone face, and wait, I
Delete
have that in my
campaign.
inventory.
That's
Yeah, I'm pretty
Not
sure
how
that,
it all-
like Finnan and Unger had those. I think Finnan had both of them, and then
Yeah.
well,
I'm
I think
he
pretty
only
has
certain,
one.
I
but yeah.
I don't know. I can't
you
remember.
do-
if
I
we are
do remember
giving
that.
one to Weevil.
yeah, we
And then
gave one.
I mean, we've spoken to him separately already, but I mean, we can retcon that if this is wrong.
No, it is right. We've given Weevil one
No,
of
it's
these.
right.
We had these. Because I think Medica picked them up first, and then Finnan got them.
I found another one. I have this one as well. Well,
Nice, good custom item.
I think those are more just leftover things in Medica's
Yeah, it
inventory.
could be.
Forgot to delete.
I'll
Anyway.
leave them in sake of RP.
Okay. Nice one, my boys. We will pick up fresh only to leave off to Neverwinter with we'll pick up in the handover of the task, let's put it that way.
Cool.
Ready for you to start making your way. Do you
Great.
stay a night or are you going straight away?
Medica's all
Finnan
already
wants
good.
to
decision.
stay a night, and the reason I was asking and pushing for it earlier was to try and use the stone.
We
like, try and get-
can
yeah.
hold like a vote between the members. Obviously, Medica is almost out of the door already, saddling the horse. Like, let's go.
Okay.
My feet hurt a little. I could do with a night off, says Nub, leaning back in his chair.
Yeah, I'd say stay a night.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think one night makes sense.
Head off at dawn.
And Medica's
Okay.
defeated sighs.
I feel sorry for Medica most of the time.
He wants to kill.
All he wants to do is kill. No one lets him do it.
Kill or be killed
Okay.
in Medica's.
Sweet boys, thank you for that.
you.
Apologies for all
No,
for all
thank
the
you, man. That was
disruptions.
Thank you.
that was good fun.
We will pick up on our travels to Neverwinter. Okay, awesome, nice one.
Sweet.
Nice.
Cool.
Perfect day.
Stopping the recording.